Hey everyone, welcome to the next video. This is of the stuff that I've been doing to my jet recently. I changed the hairstyle because that's actually the hairstyle that I had in mind, that I was after. So I'm glad that I got that. I passed MW30 first time, so that was good. And then we jumped straight into cubing. So this is a full cubing video of my Empress gun. And by the end of the video, I finish with it, and I'm probably never ever going to cube it again. So I'll just take this opportunity while it plays in the background to explain just my reasoning behind deciding to stay with my jet over my Corsair. I haven't made an absolute permanent decision. I'm not permanently quitting my Corsair. I can move back to it at any time if I feel the need to. But I just like the way the jet plays. I never really thought that I'd take such a liking to it, but I just enjoy how how mobile it is. Like, I know the Corsair might be mobile as well. Like, it's got the battleship mount, which is pretty quick, and yeah, there's probably a few other skills that you can fix up to make it quick. And I've seen some of you saying that the Corsair will give more damage than the jet, but it'll all come down to just, well, I'll sit back and, work out what's happening. Like, I'll work out how much damage it's bound to put out, work out how much damage the jet pulls out, and it may end up that I get to a situation where I can hit max every time with on either character. So then it really comes down to which character I enjoy more in terms of gameplay. And I feel that while the Corsair might be good, I think, with the amount of summons it has, I might prefer just to play on the jet. If I change my mind, I haven't really spent that much money on the jet. People might be thinking, oh, you've got a new NX set and you've changed your hair and you've passed MW30 and you've got a pet and you're doing this and you're doing that. It's all small money. There's always more where that came from. It's not a brag, but it's like when people play multiple characters. I'm just setting up on each, so then I can just decide which one I want to do, or which one I want to play, and I can always go, well, I want to try it on this, and then I want to try it on that, or I'm bored of this for now, I might just go back to my jet, or I want to go back to my Corsair for a bit and just do this, and fool around on that. It's about $40 each way, moving my gear, buying all those Karma scissors, platinum Karma scissors. Yeah, so it's not that hard to move it back. So any of you who are thinking that I won't play my Corsair again, I may end up playing it again. It's just, I'm going to do some bossing videos, I'm going to do some analysis of how the jet goes. I'm going to record gameplay and show myself at each of the bosses, and then I'm going to rewatch those videos and think about them and work out which one I want to play more. So I'm not selling the Corsair short, we're just predicting things at the moment, and I'm just letting you guys in on it because I enjoy your input as well. I enjoy seeing what you guys think. But it's the same gear. Like I said in the last video, it's not like I'm selling all my shit. I'm holding on to it. It's the same equips. It's the same account. It's not that hard to move them between characters. So, yeah. I also did cube my core, but I figured that I might just include all the gun potentials cubing on it in this video, because it's really the pinnacle, the pivotal moment for the gun. I'm not going to ruin what I get at the end. You guys will find out. But yeah, it's I'm really happy with it, and I'm glad that I did it, because I had an issue. I think it was the night before. I trained for like 5 or 6 hours to get 200. I went out and bought 200 KNX because I was going to use it on my gun and my core. I didn't even know that the cubing event was going to be, the following morning during 2X. I just went out and bought that much money because I wanted to finish off my gun. And I found a situation where, because I buy the NX cards, I buy them in amounts of 25 or 50 because that's what the Karma coins come in. They also come in 10s, but I don't tend to buy those. And I was, paying for them, and it prints out authentication receipts, confirming that it's gone through, the money's on the card, it's activated, it's ready to go. And it printed out, since I was getting 4 cards, it printed out the first 3 fine, but then the 4th one, and they print out really slowly, mind you, didn't print, and the line was building up behind me, and the people really wanted to get in, and because it was Saturday night, that they just wanted to get in there and get out. It was just a local supermarket. And I found that I got home, and I was actually, on the way home, I was thinking, oh, why didn't that receipt print? I'm going to check that card first, because I wasn't planning on using all the NX at once, but I'm like, I'm going to check, I'm going to find that card, I'm going to find which one didn't print the receipt and check whether it works or not. And I hate being right, because it turned out that card didn't scan properly, it didn't, it didn't confirm and put money on the card. So then basically I had paid $50 for nothing. So I had 150 KNX, missing 50 KNX. So then I called up the place where I bought it from. I explained my situation. They said the manager wasn't in, and then I'd have to come in on Sunday or Monday. And I really didn't know what to expect. I thought, well, are they just going to tell me too bad, it didn't work, or no, you're just trying to steal from us because it probably did work, and you're just bringing it back in to try and get more, or try scam us or something like that. But it ended up going okay. I went in there, explained that I'd called in on Saturday night, I had the receipt, I had the other ones, I was willing to log in, well, not log into my account, maybe just log into a Mule account and show them what it says. Like when the card's been used, it says this, when the card's not been used, it says that, and when the card has been used, well, it hasn't been used but it's got money on it, it goes through like this. But it actually went over pretty easily. They looked at my receipt, they went and checked it, and then they just grabbed another 50k card, scanned it, and gave it to me and said, well, we don't normally do this, but here you go. So I'm like, oh, thank you. So then I went off and went home and had dinner, and then cubed my gun, and I was very happy because I didn't even have to spend the 50k NX that I had, because I just used some leftover cubes that I didn't want to use because it would have put my gun in a crappy position, and it affects my damage. So I was waiting till I had more, because I've got a buyer for my VIP gun, so I was going to wait till I had 120k NX altogether before I started cubing. So, well, I decided to use those. Well, I think I had 4 enlightened cubes left over. See the 4 that are there. And yeah, that's the stat that I got on it before I went to Empress. It's a pretty good stat, and the guys were like, oh, keep it. 13% total damage, 9% dex, and 35% boss damage is pretty good. And I went into Empress with that. And that's straight off of my 200, by the way. And so I was surprised that it actually went over so easily. I didn't have to sit there for hours, arguing with them. They just saw that what had happened. I explained exactly what had happened, and they were okay with it. And this is where this happened earlier tonight. So I've got 4 enlightened cubes left. The leftover ones that you saw from the sitting in the Cygnus Garden area. And yeah, I actually really like the enlightened cubes, to be honest. 6k more for a stack of 11 than supers, and you see a lot better or stacks of stats. And so I'm happy with the way my gun is now. I smegged it again just to annoy some people, and some people were pretty pissed that I got it that quickly. But yeah, it'll be interesting. Now I just have to do the core. The core is at 9% dex, 3 stat epic at the moment. So yeah, I got 3%, 3%, 3%. So yeah, that was pretty good. And yeah, so that's the stat that I got on the gun. And I couldn't believe it, and no one in the call could really believe it. But it'll be interesting to see how I go now. I've tried Dojo. I'm trying to get a Dojo video done, but it DC'd me 3 times, and of course, you can't go in after you try 3 times. So I'll come out with one tomorrow night probably, or within the next few days. So I'll catch you guys later. See ya.